I failed an electrical inspection. I don't always fail electrical inspections, but when I do, I make a video about it so that you can learn what not to do so that you don't fail an electrical inspection. When you're an HVAC contractor, you have to pull an electrical permit. That means you have to have an electrician license to pull or buy the permit. Then you get an electrical inspector that comes out to the job, whether it's new construction or whether it's a change out or a replacement like this was, and then you get the job inspected. That means they inspect the wire, the conduit, the breaker box, and I failed for several reasons on this job. So glad, because I get to use this as an opportunity to teach somebody else what they can do to be better in the field. So today I want to show you what I did, how I failed this job. And the reason I failed is because I did not come to this job and correct before the electrical inspector inspected the job. And that's because I was super busy, but regardless, no excuses here. Take full accountability. I failed the electrical inspection, so I have to buy another permit, and then the electrical inspector has to come back. Most electrical inspectors are very easy to deal with, to get along. Most of them want you to know exactly what you did so that you can fix it. If you want to learn how to get your electrician license, I've got a video on HVAC tips for technicians. You need to check it out because I got my electrician license. I also got my CMC, my full general mechanical. You can learn from that video, so go check it out. Once you get an electrician license, well, first you'll need to read the NEC or study it. That is the National Electrical Code. Once you get that electrician license, then you can pull permits. Let me show you what happened on this job. Now, the install crew installed this box conduit, but it's not their fault because it's my job to inspect it before the electrical inspector comes out because I commission the equipment. So let's take a look. All right, so this right here is a heat pump. First thing I want to show you is that what you have to do is you have to take a marker, okay? And depending on what heat kit you used, which your model number will be on your heat kit, you'll come over where it says max fuse breaker, and this is what you'll use to go by for your breaker size. Now, I didn't use a heat kit on this, so I'm just gonna put an X right here. I'm just gonna fill that in. Oop. None, no heater kit used. I can come down here and put no heater kit used on this as well. So you have to mark it so the inspector sees what size breaker it is. Now we're using 230 volts, so we need a 25 amp breaker for this heat pump, okay? So if we were using a heat kit, we would come down here and mark whatever heat kit we were using, then we would come over and it would be a total of a 70 amp breaker for that. And if you had two circuits, come down here, you mark your heater kit, you come over where it says 230 volt, and circuit number 1 would be 25, circuit number 2 would be 50 if it's 230 volt. All right, hope you understand that part of it, but you got to mark it so the inspector sees it, okay? It's not a two circuit. We're using one circuit. It's going straight to the contactor, which I'll show you that here in just a second, but I got to get to this part. Now this is a breaker box, and it is used for indoors only, indoor load center, okay? This is not supposed to be used for outdoor application. This box right here is an outdoor load center. You see that? And that right there is used for outdoor. So this is gonna be mounted on the wall. Now what I wanna say while we're out here is there's a minimum distance, a clearance between the disconnect and the unit, and you need to make sure that you have a tape measure and you know what that is. So reference the NEC so that you know. Sometimes it's 24 inches, it's 18 inches, or it's 30 inches. It depends on the amps, depends on the box. Sometimes it depends on the unit. I've got an anchor kit here with some 5/16 or 1/4 inch screws you can use. Now, what I want to tell you is that there is another thing that I failed for here. I've got some 2-hole 3/4 inch clamps because we're using 3/4 inch conduit, not 1/2 inch, but 3/4. Right below the box, I need to have a clamp. I'm pretty sure every 6 foot I need to have a clamp. So I need to put a clamp here, here, and then I need to come over here and then I need to put a clamp here. And then maybe one right here, boom. So that I have the conduit secured. This is one thing that you will fail for in the field if you're not careful. So make sure that you have plenty of clamps. Now this right here is the heater kit. You see that? Very easy to install. We got 10 kW. And with that 10 kW, if we were using both circuits, this would be our 60 amp circuit. So I'd have a number 6 wire coming to this breaker box. But all I've got is a number 10 wire, and this goes straight to the contactor. And that's because we're not using the heater kit. Now, normally I would use the heater kit, but in this application, we're not. The customer has another source of heat used as the backup or used as the main source of heat for when the equipment has to use the heat strips or auxiliary heat, which is below 30 degrees, okay? So this is a brief explanation of why I failed the electrical inspection. Very simple. I did not inspect the job and make everything correct before the electrical inspector got here to inspect. Make sure that you check all of your work twice and make sure that you do what's needed, what's by code, so that you don't fail and you have to buy another permit. I hope you learned something. Definitely do not forget to like, subscribe, share. I really appreciate all my subscribers, my viewers. Thank you so much. If you don't have a question, that's okay. Say hi, say hey, tell me where you're from. Let me know you're here. If you want to support me, you want to help me grow and this channel to grow, to reach more people, to help more people out there, then click join. I really appreciate everybody who has clicked that join button. You don't know how much I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And remember, this is Tad reminding you, I will keep you cool if you let me. We got some clamps now. We got a new outdoor box, 25 amp breaker, and we got some more clamps. And we marked it. Oh, yeah. What you think about that, Inspector Clouseau?